So whether what you're holding is good or bad, because you have been sent, you can change it. But there are some errands too. You know that this thing, yourself is in it. I don't know if that's what I'm saying. For example, they have sent you to go and buy rice, and you know about Messi. If they eat, some will be left, and you enjoy it. Are you seeing that? So that errand, you run with joy, like you yourself there inside. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. This message is like that one. It's like you know yourself there inside. There's an interest of yours in it. I'm looking at when God uses the bad to preserve the best from the West. When God uses the bad, B-A-D, to preserve the best, B-E-S-T, from the West, W-O-R-S-T. When God uses the bad to preserve the best from the West. This message, the way it came to me, the way the thing came to me, is something. Okay. Now, I'm going to lay some premises for you. I'm going to lay certain bases for you to understand the context of this message. And I trust the Holy Spirit that He's going to help us to be able to understand what God is trying to communicate to us tonight. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 14 to 16. Deuteronomy 17, verse number 14 to 16. When thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger, say a stranger, over thee, which is not thy brother. Verse 16. I want you to mark 16 very carefully. There's a phrase in 16 that is going to be the basis of our message tonight. Verse 16. But he shall, now he's talking about a king that they will set over themselves when make that demand from the Lord, as Israel did in the days of Samuel. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor watch that, nor do what? Nor cause the people to what? To return to where? To return to where? Egypt. To the end that he should multiply horses for himself. Should multiply horses. For as much as the Lord has said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. Now, in simple terms, God was saying that when they come to the point where they want to have a king over them, they want to elect a king or choose a king like the other nations have kings over them, they shouldn't, number one, choose a person who is a stranger, who is not their blood. It means that no stranger can become a king of Israel if he's not a Jew or an Israelite. Number two, the king must not multiply what? Horses to himself. Now, if you look at the command, it looks a bit weird. Why should they not multiply horses? Because in those days, the only means for conquest and expansion was through war. The only way for conquest and expansion was through war. And the common means of that conquest and expansion was by an army, horses, and what? Chariots. So, if God is saying that they shouldn't multiply horses, when they come that way, though they appear in the flesh as Christians, but they will live defeated as unbelievers. But unto the mind is renewed and transformed, you will live as somebody who have never encountered. To Egypt, then there is a crisis. Why only Egypt? Because Egypt has a sentimental and historical value to the memories of all the Israelites. Now, if you ask any Jew about Egypt in Akan, they say, or Akan in Tamdier, because they don't want to hear what happened in Egypt. I know what I'm saying. Because in Egypt, watch me, they went through horrible experiences. It's like if you meet a modern day Jew and you talk about the Holocaust, when you mention Nazi or Adolf Hitler, it's like you have mentioned something up because they don't want to remember that experience. But it was through the Holocaust that 6 million Jews were burned alive in gas chambers, in Auschwitz, in many places in in Germany. I was in Göttingen, was it last 2 years or so? Was it last year? I've forgotten. And you could hear bombs were exploding. I asked the guys, no, said that the bombs they threw during the Second World War, some are still exploding. Oh yeah, yes. I was that boom, so I thought that there was a war. I was packing my bags, I want to leave. I think boom. So Prophet, there's the bombs they threw in the Second World War, some are now exploding. So those areas, nobody stays there. They have walled off everybody. Nobody goes there. So with time they'll go and then defuse the bombs. Sometimes the bombs will be very deep, so the earth will move like that. So the Jews don't want to hear the word out of Hitler, Nazi or Holocaust. That's the modern day Jew. But the ancient Jews, they didn't want to hear the word Egypt or Pharaoh. Because they went through darkness. It is a period in the history of the Israelites that they don't want to remember. It is their moment of darkness, moment of pain, moment of torture and affliction. So the memory of Egypt is forever cursed in the mind and the heart of every Jew. And because of that, God said that no king in whatever situation or national situation should cause their people to return where? But where? To Egypt. Because of what Egypt symbolizes, what it stands for, what it means to the history, what it means to the formation, what it means to the memory of the Jews. They must not be returned back to Egypt. Now call the people to return to Egypt. To the end that he should multiply what? So if they are going to Egypt with the intention of multiplying horses, they shouldn't go. Watch me. In the ancient civilization, the kingdom known for breeding horses, bet horses, was Egypt. The horse, Alexander the Great used in his conquest. It was a horse given to him by the queen of Egypt. The horse was bred in Egypt, a white horse. So Egypt is known for the best horses. Egypt, Greece, these two nations, they are known for breeding the best horses. So in those days, all the armies of the earth, that's where they imported their horses from. But they are strong, they are resilient, they can go through any condition, they can withstand any pressure, and it is suitable for war. So every king would send his people to go and buy horses from where? From Egypt. But God warned them expressly that no king should cause their people to return to Egypt to the end, or for the purpose of multiplying what? Horses. For as much as who the Lord has said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. God has said it, no, so it's a decree. Nobody can change it. That from today, nobody should return to Egypt for any form of help. So it does not matter what the condition would be or how the thing would come. Nobody should, under any situation, go back to Egypt for help. And God has made it a decree. Watch it. For as much as who the Lord has said. When God speaks, it becomes a law. I was studying Job 1. Was it yesterday or I've forgotten? That was last 2 days. And something struck me. Watch me. The sons of God came to God for a meeting. I don't know what meeting they were coming for. Then whilst God was doing the roll call, he found the devil there. He said, Charlie, I didn't see you for a long while. Why did they be? Oh, Papa, at the room about, your boy, vagabond at the room about. I see. Have you considered my servant Job? He said, yeah. One day. One day I wanted to see. I wanted there was a huge wall around him, and the wall of fire. So I dare not. I just passed by. I did it. I said, you go talk through. Then he told God, do you think Job is serving you for nothing? It's because of the prosperity you have given to him. If you touch his business, he will curse you and die. God said, okay, I know the person you are talking about. I know who he is. I know what is in his heart. Though you are wicked, you are terrible, I am giving you the permission to go and touch him. Now, for God to give Satan that permission, it means he is sure of the person he's talking about. Let me ask you, can God vouch for you? Can God look at it and vouch for you? Say, I know Maxwell, that this guy, if you bring this thing to his life, he will stand for me. Can God vouch for you?